Oh, yeah, here we go.
All right, you guys, welcome back. We've already got started. We're talking about kisses. We're talking about
Can't kiss
revenge
anybody
porn.
around here.
We're talking about everything today, you guys. It's been a minute since I feel like we've all been together.
Yeah,
So how's life for you, Marissa?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, you got baby girl's first birthday coming up pretty soon.
I can't believe I have an almost 1-year-old. That's pretty nutty to me.
An
Crazy.
almost 1-year-old.
Yeah.
Crazy.
She's like crawling, climbing, hit her head a few times, I'm sure.
Yeah, and she's we had this discussion too. She's planning her birthday party. She's an October baby like me, and I told her for the rest of her life she's gonna have Halloween themed parties.
And I'm really holding out, and I'm trying not to have that.
Every party I've ever had, birthday party, was Halloween themed.
Well, yours is also like the 13th, so it's kind of like...
Yeah, hers is the 8th.
No, but I mean like Friday the 13th. It's kind of spooky, things like that.
Do you have any plans for your birthday coming up? That's coming up. It's around the corner.
Yes, it's a big one, Jay. What are we doing?
I turned
what
the
are
big
we doing?
4-0, which is crazy because
That is-
no one can believe it because I look so
my
amazing.
You look so
God.
good.
I look so
Your
young.
skincare
I need your
regimen is
skincare
working for
routine,
you.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, guys, I'm going to be 40. That's amazing.
We had the party.
Wow.
It doesn't feel like it, though.
I'm going to actually forget Jason's birthday because he forgot my birthday this year.
Oh my god.
I mean, if we want to put stuff out there.
How did you forget her birthday?
Work. I got busy. And then I was on social media, and then I was just working, and then I text her about work, and then she goes, "Oh, bro, let me get back to you because I'm about to be at my birthday dinner." And I was like, "Fuck." So then, like,
It was like after like us playing like
we
phone
were
tag
talking
a
all
few
day on
times.
social, yeah. And then so of course I had to go to the stories, and I posted all of our pictures together, and then
At 7 o'clock at night, and then all of a sudden my phone was blowing up
Yeah.
at like after. I was like, okay, now everyone knows it's my
Now
birthday.
everyone knows it's your birthday because Jason actually remember that. Yeah.
oh my god, yeah, that was a bad one too. I got it confused with someone else's birthday.
And
I
that
know.
was the worst person
That
to
was the
confuse
worst
me with.
person.
Off air. Okay.
You know what's crazy too is like my wife's birthday is on 9/11, so I can never forget that birthday.
Oh yeah,
I know.
no.
Yeah,
It's
and,
coming up.
Yeah, and every single birthday I get her like and she hates it too. I get her like a get well card because hey, you know, happy birthday, but you know, let's not forget all the fallen. Shut up. Every year. Shut up. And she's like, that's so played out. I go, not to me.
Like I will laugh every single time.
Or like around now too, like if we're like watching TV, they have all the 9/11 specials. I'm like, oh, let's watch this. And she's like, oh my god, I don't want to see this. She's like, it was the worst day of my life. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
not just
100%
hers.
no, but
Not just hers, but everybody.
it's like no matter. Oh, when's your birthday? September 11th. It's like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
For
it.
You know, she has it pretty bad. Her name's Felicia, so she gets the bye, Felicia.
She got it pretty bad.
And then her birthday's on 9/11.
yeah, for sure.
I'm her good luck charm, I think.
That's how I felt when I was
Silence.
growing up because my birthday's on April Fool's Day.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
See?
and then my name was growing up. My name's Amorous, and back then it was like, "What's a Amorous?" So like everyone was
What's a
getting,
Amorous?
yeah, like everyone was getting their rulers and pencils with their name on it, and I didn't have shit with my name on
Oh,
it.
there was nothing
so it was
custom
nothing
for
was
you.
And then my dad spelled my name wrong on my birth certificate, so it's not even spelled right. So
Damn.
I'm just like, I'm just a joke. Born on April Fool's
See,
Day.
that- I'm
my
telling
name.
you,
I feel it. I feel her pain.
That's gonna be your daughter. She's gonna go on the field trip with the kids, and all
Oh,
the
yeah,
kids are
with
gonna
her
get
name.
the kids are gonna get the bracelets with the fucking Pam and
Yeah.
and
Ashley.
and Ashley, and then they're like, "Where's the Dacias at? Where's the Dacias
Like, hi,
at?"
I'm me. Hey,
Yeah.
give me 5 years and you're gonna see Dacia
And
around
then
everywhere.
Yeah, you're starting to see Amorous everywhere.
Yeah.
And then every time she walks into a room, people are like, "Was
Daisha.
Daisha?"
No, she got Daisha at the doctor's.
Daisha.
Is Daisha here? I'm like, Dacia. I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh god.
They're
It's
gonna be
gonna
like-
the rest of her life.
Yeah, the rest of her life.
They're like, "Go back to your country." Like, bitch, I live in America.
I'm from here.
Yeah.
I got you, baby girl. Don't worry. Oh my god.
Good old Dacia. No, it's birthday wise. I don't know. I'm not a really big birthday person, like celebrating. I
Yeah,
feel like
you're
a
not.
lot of people are. I've never been, like, I want to.
I'm not really either.
Even though it is like a big milestone, it's
But
like
I feel like
have
we definitely have to do something crazy.
something, but I have so much shit on my plate. Like,
I
that's
think he
the
just needs to
last
be
thing.
like, okay, we're gonna be here at 5 p.m.
And
just
then you
show
just gotta
up.
be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
we'll
come?
know 2 days prior.
Yep.
You come?
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck it. I'm gonna hit up Angie and be like, hey, let's go to Vegas.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah,
sushi.
she goes, yeah.
Down.
Like I have her number like
Angie,
that. Huh?
can you please? October 13th.
Just
are
make sure
you
you're
booked?
booked.
I know.
For sure.
No, but it's been a minute. I know we all been busy. I know Am's doing her thing with the training, and she's been doing the thing with the brows. How have you been able to balance that? How's life been for you? Big sigh.
Yeah, I'm trying to, because then I also have my 9-to-5 job too. So it's like trying to balance everything is pretty interesting. It's very draining, but obviously I'm like grateful for it. I find myself like last month, I think it was last month, I was like I took like a little break, like from putting myself out there, obviously, from like my marketing and social media and posting things, just because I was like, so I think I went from like in January, I started like trying to balance everything out at once without any like real structure. I was just like, let's go, just going for it, not thinking. But then I kind of drained myself a little bit, where I just got exhausted. So I took like a little break, took a step back, and then I'm like, okay, I need to get my shit back together. Like, let's go. You know, I found a way to balance it out, but still trying to figure it out.
When's your trainerversary? Like, I feel like you've been training for so long, but I know it hasn't been.
It hasn't been a year yet, huh?
Right? It hasn't been a year yet.
Just like December.
Okay, so you'll almost be a year.
Oh, it's almost your anniversary.
Yeah. See?
Dang.
But I feel like it's like we hang out so much or we see each other.
I know.
I feel like you've been training for at least a couple
and
years.
people always ask me too, like, what do you find, like, what do you think you're gonna push yourself more, like the permanent makeup, brows, or personal training? And I'm like, I love them both the same. I can't choose, you know. If anything that's gonna get dropped is gonna be my 9-to-5 job. If we're being real, you know. So I'm still trying to find that balance. But
honestly, I feel like they tie in together, like
health and beauty, lifestyle, you know. So it does. And then I do get clients from, even like if I'm personal training, like, hey, some of my people that I train, I actually do the brows too. So yeah,
because I mean, you can't just have perfect brows, you gotta have a perfect body.
Yeah, very true.
I'm gonna tell you right now, there's not one guy in the world that's like, oh my god, that girl's brows are so fucking amazing.
But their body,
but their body, right?
It's just like, about feeling good about yourself.
I get it. But it's also the same, like guys that get like really big, right? No girl's like, oh my god, he has 22-inch arms. Oh, no. You know what I mean? You do that for other guys. I feel like girls 100%. Get like even lip injections, eyebrows. I mean, I guess a guy.
I feel like girls look at other girls' eyebrows and lips way more than
we check out girls more than guys.
No, for sure. But like that's one thing I feel like you guys do for other women.
Yes,
I feel like getting extremely buff or extremely lean is what we do for other guys.
Men,
yeah. Because I remember, like, even when I was prepping for the show, you were thinking, oh man, I'm gonna get so much engagement. It was literally all dudes. It was literally all dudes. A lot of gay dudes, like, just trying to get pictures or trying to pay me for stuff, and I was like, this is not the world I expected I was gonna live in.
Even for me, like, my social media, it's not for guys at all. Everything that I post, I think, is just like for girls. You know, we post like food, outfits, makeup. We just talk, but like none of it is for like
your fitness
men
stuff.
Engagement.
Yeah, you're right. You don't do a lot of clickbait.
No.
That's good. Yeah,
not at all.
Family.
Yeah.
Angie,
friends,
AKA,
your best friend.
Funny memes, monkeys, maybe, I don't know. Like,
you did have a monkey pic the other day.
I have like a really like obsession. I have a big obsession with monkeys. I love them.
With monkeys?
Oh yeah, I love them.
Would you ever have one as a pet?
That would be my dream. So one time, there's this monkey. His name's Limbani. He's on Instagram. Huge. So I followed him since he was a baby. I know his whole entire story. I actually went to Miami to meet him. It was the best day of my whole life. It's $100 a minute to meet this.
Stop it.
$100 a minute?
Yes.
How much did you pay?
His name is Limbani. I got 5 minutes with him. I didn't pay. It was a gift for me. It was the best 5 minutes of my life. I'll show you the pictures. He's the greatest thing.
What's so great about him?
His personality. He like paints. He's so cute. I followed his whole story. I love him. Like, his name's Limbani.
I paid $500 for 5 minutes.
Ethan, I want to clip with him for the clickbait. Like, I want a monkey painting with like wine.
I'm telling you, my obsession is just
for monkeys, huh? Do you have any monkey tattoos?
I don't have a monkey tattoo. No.
Surprise.
That is kind of surprising.
Yeah.
What type of monkey would you have as a pet? Like
I would love to have a chimp if they wouldn't bite your face off. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I just love monkey. I love them.
I actually watched Planet of the Apes last night, and that's a horrible idea.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I would never have one, but I just love them.
Yeah, they're smart, they're strong, and they really. I mean, I guess you see.
They'll literally bite your face.
They'll kill you.
Yeah, they for sure.
But so will cats. I heard if you die, a cat will not hesitate to eat your face.
No, that's true.
Really?
Yeah. I think they've said they found like people that have been dead for like 3 days, like especially like elderly. You know, they have cats, and the cats have already started eating into their face. Yeah.
No.
See, dogs are loyal.
Yeah, dogs.
Dogs would
they
never.
say
Dogs
dogs.
sit there
A
crying
dog would
and
starve
mourn
next
over
to you.
you.
Yeah.
No, they say dogs do, but it just takes a little bit longer. Where cats are like, day 2, okay, let's go. Yeah, yeah. So
I don't
that's
trust cats.
that's
I don't
crazy.
either.
No.
Not a cat person.
Yeah, they're cute. I love all animals.
Well, what about you, Marissa? Do you want to tell people how you injured my leg?
Oh my
I
gosh,
mean, that's a
Can we
huge
just
story.
talk about this? Because for 2 weeks, Jay's been giving me the cold shoulder about his.
Dude, she broke me.
Do you want to
I mean, I could tell.
How about you tell your story?
Is your knee still hurting?
Share
Since
your
the
dog.
last time we filmed.
She dislocated my knee.
Oh my God.
It popped out. I couldn't even stand. If I stand, it would dislocate again. Like it did that for like a day and a half. It would just dislocate. Yeah. So we're in Beverly Hills, living it up, at Miguel's party.
Shout out Miguel, happy birthday.
Shout out Miguel.
Open bar.
Open bar, obviously. Having a great time. Her, Cynthia, my wife are getting drunk. A bunch of people. I don't drink, so I'm just there chilling. And I don't know why Miguel thought it'd be a good idea to have like a sumo wrestling suit thing there.
I love it.
Have you seen those?
Have
you seen
I
those
think we
before?
should
Have you seen
definitely
them?
have.
Yes,
have
of
one in
course.
the future.
Yeah, you put on sumo, and he's like trying to get people to do it, and
Okay, mind you, we walk in and we're like, we're not doing this. There's no
That would be
way.
the first thing I would want to do. Like,
We're
No,
like,
we walked
no.
in like, this is lame.
We
Like,
walked-
no way.
We walked in and I was like, ain't no one doing this.
No.
What a waste of money. But then,
Yeah, right.
as the night went on and Marissa had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots.
7 maybe, who knows?
We were the last ones to leave his house. Shout out to his wife for allowing us to stay so long. So her and Cynthia thought it'd be a good idea to do it. So her and Cynthia, they go and they put the suits on. They start wrestling. It's fucking hilarious.
And
I put it on my
mind you,
Instagram.
I'm actually like, I guess, pretty serious about this. Like, so I'm taking
You were in
it.
there to
I was
beat
in it.
sure,
I was in
yeah,
it to
yeah,
win
yeah.
for sure.
So they do their thing, and Miguel's like, "You got to do it." So he puts me up against another franchise owner, and I used to wrestle and do stuff like that. So for me, it was like, okay, it's just leverage. So I would sweep the guy's leg to get him down because he was tall, So then they're like, "Oh, go against Marissa," and I said, "Okay." And Marissa's shorter, not as strong, so we put the suits on, and she's grabbing me, she's giving everything she can to throw me, and I'm just like standing there. And then so I pull her into me and I come down, I go, "Oh, you won." And she goes, "No, fuck that. I want you to fucking try," right?
Oh my God.
So but when you talk to someone and they're drunk and
I
like
was
there's
so
like
hammered.
nothing there.
It was
like,
a blast for
There's
sure.
lost.
Yeah.
So I said, "Okay, let's go
just
one more
lost.
time." Like it's fucking midnight. I got to drive back home from Beverly Hills. So then we get up. And then she does the same thing. She's grabbing me, right? So I'm turning my head and I'm talking to I think Miguel. And then all I felt was a kick to
I
my
didn't
knee.
kick you. I went that. I did not kick you. You're acting like I kicked your
What'd
knee
you do?
off.
What'd you
I
do?
went to grab your leg.
She did something.
But I did. He says kick. I did not intentionally kick him in the knee.
And then my knee popped out.
I told him to give it his all.
So I was like, holy shit, I've never. Yeah. Bro, mind you, she's giving it's like almost like when I wrestled with Olivia, my daughter. She's like pulling me, and I'm like, yeah, you got me.
Using
And
all
then-
her strength.
Yeah. She's like using everything. I'm like standing up straight, and I think what it was is like
You were locked
I was
out.
just standing up straight in this thing, and then she hit my knee, popped out. Long story short, I'm on the road to recovery. I think it was it was for sure my MCL.
Might need to get some peptides in there.
Dude,
Like,
Hey, there you go.
BC, whatever. Yeah, dude, but it was crazy. Like, I feel every time I got injured, it's over some stupid
shit, for
and
sure.
this was the stupidest thing we've ever done to get injured. My God, I was honestly like, oh damn, I'm gonna have to have surgery.
And we
'cause-
left right after that.
Yeah, but yet I still got in the car and I still took the girls to In-N-Out and just still made sure they got home safe.
Safe.
And
Okay, and then I text him the next day. He's like, "It's fucked. I need
No, it's-
surgery.
yeah, no, I thought
need
for sure.
surgery." I was like,
I thought for sure because what do you do? You go on WebMD
yeah,
and
especially
I'm
if
like,
it's your knee.
and I'm like, hey, my knee won't stay in place. Like as soon as I put weight on it, it would pop out. So I had to like, oh shit, certain movements, and they're like, oh, that's an MCL tear. It's a grade 3.
and then I'm thinking it was the same leg that you had
No,
previously.
this one I tore the
No,
Achilles
he's
in
like,
this
no,
one.
now I just got two
Now I got
fucked
two
up
fucked up
legs.
legs.
I was like, wow.
So I'm like on WebMD, and I'm like, okay, there's no swelling, there's no nothing. But
No leg days for you.
But
no, 3 weeks later.
You're 2 leg days in. Come on.
I'm 2 late days
All
in.
right, there
I'm
we go,
pressing
some
again.
progress.
I
So-
still can't squat 100%, but
And that tested our relationship for sure. I think that was the biggest test in our
I wasn't
relationship.
even mad at you. I was mad at myself because I know better than to get involved with drunk people. Like
Yeah.
you do, you know what I mean? Like even if you go to a bar and this guy's drunk and he's talking shit, like, bro, you're drunk. Like
Don't even entertain it.
Nothing good's gonna come from that. And her drunk face was like, if you guys ever see Marissa drunk, she's like, there's no like, she's kind of buzzed. It's like she's fucking drunk. She was drunk, and I was like, dude, we're at our.
We had a sitter, okay.
She's
I can't even say anything because I go 0 to 100 as well. So,
but you know, it was fun, and I think it would be something that like we definitely would have at a meeting.
Yeah, I think we should definitely have it at a meeting.
Yeah, I think it'd be.
I think it would be a great icebreaker
have
for the new
trainers.
trainers.
Too personal.
No,
How you do like,
well, that's the
you
thing
just hit me in the
is
face. Let's go. Like, we're all
like her and Cynthia are there, and she's like, "Who the fuck are you going for?" I said, "What? Both of you guys?" She goes, "Jay, who the fuck have you known longer? Who do you want to win?" I'm like, and mind you, she's wearing a fucking sumo suit with a hat, you know, the hair.
Is there video evidence of
Seriously, you're not
And then
seriously at all.
she comes up to me in the suit. She's like, "Who the fuck are you going for?" I was like, "Bro, I just want you to."
And Gil's there, like helping everyone put on their suits, like pushing them in.
I was like, I just want everyone to have a good time. And then,
That's hilarious.
and then it turned into like them dancing. It was a good time up until then. But it was just like, I gotta remember when I'm sober, I gotta stay out of drunk people's shit. Because if I was drunk, my limbs would be loose, and I'd be like, oh shit, you took
That's
me
fine.
down.
Yeah.
That's I'm on the
That's
road. I'm
funny.
on the road to recovery. But
Well, I'm glad the story's out there and we're getting over it. So
yeah, the only one that knows is Sin, and she's like, "How's your knee? Are you okay?" I said, "No, I'm still fucked.
Jeez.
Can you go heat my food up for me?" No, that's crazy. So, Ethan, what has been going on in the world lately?
tell us the tea.
As we all know, the Maui just suffered catastrophic fire.
Crazy.
Ton of damage, but as time has passed, there's a lot more information and I guess you could say conspiracies that have been coming out, and I'm not going to touch on a lot of the conspiracies like I have in the past, but there's a lot of suspicious information.
Yeah, first of all, the thing with Maui is there is and I'm like the anti-conspiracy person, but there is a lot of things besides the blue ray shot from space that happened. I'm just talking about like, I've never seen cars. That shit taps every time you hear that. I've never seen cars melt like that in a fire. Like, I've never seen cars melt like that in a fire. I've never seen...
All the cars but the blue cars.
There you go. I've never seen, like, I don't see how the ships... And again, I could be a complete idiot. Some ships on the sea were on fire. There was no alarm that went off. School was closed.
The fire, like they were off for the
They
day.
were off
Like
for the day. Now, can that
Also,
all be a coincidence?
where are the
Absolutely.
kids?
Yeah.
The 2,000 missing children.
And the biggest
That's
thing
the
to me
biggest
is
thing.
like the people on the island
a lot,
are like...
and they're saying they got burned. The children got burned.
Well, what they're saying is like, there's only like 100 people dead, and the people on the island are like, what?
No, there's
Way more.
Yeah, so like one of the biggest things for me is like the misinformation. Like I trust the people that live in Maui. I feel
Yes.
like why are they going to give like
false information.
false information?
Yeah, definitely.
And on the news they come out and they're like, oh yeah, there's only like 100 people missing, and it's mostly elderly. And then you go and you see people on social media talking about no, there's like hundreds of kids.
Yeah.
They're like melted to their car seats and stuff
Yep.
like that, and it's like wow. But I'm like, why would the government lie about that? It's because if you did no wrongdoing, like you have no reason to lie. Like it's not like they started the fire. Supposedly it's a natural disaster that kind of happened. So like why do you lie? Like it doesn't soften the blow. If anything, it discredits the people of Maui that are actually living there.
It makes you look like you're hiding something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
absolutely.
Exactly. And then another thing I saw was the aerial. And again, I frequent Maui a lot. Like that whole area that got burned, my family and I, we go there all the time. Like that's like our number one spot to go to. If you go to Maui, you go to Front Street, you go to all the restaurants. There's not a Starbucks there. There's not a Burger King. It's all mom and pop places all the way down that street. But you can see all the celebrity houses, all the mansions. Like right where the fire stopped was by all them. Now, is that a coincidence? I don't know. I'm not saying that I believe that, but it is crazy to think that all this precious land that people want because of tourism is now, I guess, available to buy, or do the families
And they've
have
been
enough?
trying to put their hands on
You
this
hear Oprah
property
and stuff
for
like
a
that.
long
I
time.
mean, it's a sad situation, however you cut it. But I mean, hopefully, it doesn't get lost to corporations. Is what I hope.
Yeah. I mean, to the houses thing, I was watching a video on that. And one of the houses, the reason why it wasn't burned in the fire, and the homeowner came and talked about this, is because he had renovated the house and imported wood from California, which is really expensive and a lot of normal people couldn't afford. And so he was able to rebuild the entire infrastructure of the house to withstand a fire if it did happen.
That's fucking suspect to me. You don't think Hawaiian fires. You think Californian fires.
Well, I think he was just going for the wood that wasn't there on the island.
Is the wood like hurricane proof? Like I could see like hurricanes. Like that's what I'm saying. That's
but when has Maui when have they redone any of their structural engineering?
Maui itself, no. Like
that's what I'm saying.
People that own the shops, they're not. But it's just weird to me that you would like specifically renovate your house for a wood that's like not fire retardant, but does better in fires. When's the last fire like that in Maui? Like ever? Right, that's like saying I live in Alaska and I have a fire retardant house. Like, there's not going to be one. Like, you're bearing for hard winters and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Maybe it is a coincidence, but I mean, hearts go out to everybody in Maui, and it's good to see like a lot of people stepping up to donate money. And then the saddest thing is,
the thing is that's the donations too. They weren't allowing. Everyone's like sending things to this island, and they weren't even allowing the people to have it because it wasn't like from Red Cross.
Well, what I think it is people want notoriety for giving. So it's like Red Cross wants to be the ones that are like, oh, this is coming from Red Cross, or FEMA's like, this is coming from FEMA, when really there's like so many people that are donating millions of dollars to help. And it's being stopped by Red Cross and FEMA and whatever government officials are there because it's not sanctioned. I'm like,
it doesn't. At this point, it's like these people need help.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you're being selfish now. That's like you're really. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw a guy. He had his restaurant like broken into. They looted it and whatever, and then like they interviewed him, and he's like, "I'm not actually mad. Like he's like my people need supplies.
Yeah.
Like, he's like they stole food, they sold stuff. Like if it helps somebody out, I'm like, God, Hawaiians are just different.
They are.
They're just a different breed.
For sure.
You know, it's like they really believe, and that's why I feel like they'll bounce back. You know, I think they'll come back from it. They're resilient. They're resilient people, but they're also very tight knit. So you see like people helping people out. You know, and I think that's what, when a natural disaster happens, I think that's what you need. That's what really gets everybody on the same page, is when everyone's working together. Like, I feel like if something like that happened in California, it'd be like, you're on your own.
Well, even especially speaking of like the looters or people breaking into that guy's restaurant and stealing food, like we have people breaking into malls to steal
that's
clothes.
another, I'm pretty sure it's on the list.
And people are trying to blame it on like, well, it's because we're in a recession. No, they're not stealing food. They're stealing name brand clothes. Like, that's not an excuse. I'm sorry, no.
Yeah, and it's weird because I've seen some videos of people that live in Maui, and they're like, don't come, you know, people, and I get it, like right after it happened, tourists came and they were swimming and boarding in the same ocean where people, and I get that.
There's floating bodies in there. It's unsanitary.
I 100% understand that, but they're saying more like a respect, like our people died in that water and you're here surfing.
Yes.
But it's also like some of the families, when we go to Hawaii, they plan this shit like a year out, and it's like they're trying to get away from their own shit. So I mean, I see both sides, and even us, we're going after Thanksgiving, and I was like, oh man, is it insensitive for us to go? Should we still go? So, you know, I'm still contemplating if we still want to take the trip. We have everything paid for. We have flights. We have.
I know, and you were supposed to go last year too.
I was supposed to go last year.
But at the same time, doesn't that help the island bring money?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's us, our train of thought.
Yeah.
You know, them.
They don't even care
They
about
don't
that.
even care. Well, from what I've seen, now, does that speak for everyone on the island? Absolutely not. But I can see their point of view. My thing is like, when I go there, we drop a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like we buy nothing. We don't go to like, well, on Maui, there's really no corporation. So we eat at.
It's not like Honolulu.
No. We eat at like mom and pop places. We buy all their jewelry. We do a bunch of stuff. We go to every like luau and event. So we spend a lot of money there. We tip because, you know, we leave our car there. I go to a gym locally there, and I pay full for their membership, and then I just cancel before I leave. So I know we're going just to kind of unwind and you know, get over our own shit and relax out there. But it's like, man, I know it's not going to be the same, especially with the Front Street completely burned down. It'd be kind of sad to see, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's, no matter how you chop a conspiracy theory or not, it's just sad to see.
Sad.
But you see people like Floyd Mayweather, he think he gave like $1 million to the people of Hawaii. There's a bunch of people stepping up that actually frequent it. Dark sport. They're very big on the like Hawaiian
and
culture.
they just had that drop
Yeah.
too, right?
They had the drop. They shipped, I think, like pallets and pallets of clothing and stuff like that for people, and they donated money too. So shout out to them. But I kind of feel like you have to, right? If you represent that brand, that lifestyle, the Ohana lifestyle, like, and they're in need, you should be the first one to
Definitely.
step up. And they did, to their credit. No one had to tell them. They did it on their own.
Yeah.
Your dad lives in Hawaii, right? Has he said
Yeah.
anything kind of?
He lives in Kauai, and he's definitely on the conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
He believes a lot of it. So he sent me like my own separate email to like check out. He's like, just don't believe everything you see on the news.
Yeah.
And so
I
mean,
think a lot of people in Hawaii do believe in that, I guess we're calling them conspiracy theories,
Yeah.
but like, it's just, to me, it's the only thing that makes, it makes so much sense.
Yeah, it
You know
does.
what I mean?
for sure. Yeah.
So here's one that's not a conspiracy theory, but it is a fact that could lead to something. So the Maui police chief, his name is John Pelletier. He's the same police chief that
I already
was
know.
in
Yeah,
place
he
during
was.
the
Alright.
2017
Yep.
Las Vegas massacre. And he was only the police chief in Vegas from January 20th to December 2021, and then he was immediately moved to
Hawaii.
Maui
Yeah.
in the same month of December.
That's crazy.
What?
And that's right here in LinkedIn. I will put the link in
Oh, that's
bio.
his LinkedIn bio?
This is LinkedIn right here. Yep.
That's crazy. I mean,
Whoa.
And I'm not saying anything other than that's fucking suspicious.
yeah, that's very suspicious.
I would like to know his bio from here on out, so I'm
Yeah,
not
what-
in the
yeah, so-
same
yeah.
city.
Whatever
So you
city-
don't end up in the
Yeah,
same
whatever
city.
city. Please send me those alerts.
He moved to West Covina. Shit.
What the fuck's gonna happen now?
No, I mean, man, I feel like this year in particular, I feel like there's been and I don't know if it's just because like social media is so prominent. It's been prominent for a while, but now everybody has a voice. So like what you hear on the news, like I don't even really go to the news. Like if you go on social media, you see people that are living in
It's like
Hawaii.
real time.
It's real
Real time
time
right
it's
now,
them
yeah.
like there was a video.
TikTok, all of that.
Yeah, there was a
There's, like-
video of a guys that was the guys that were at the port saying, "Look at all this stuff here. We can't even unload because they won't let us." And it's not like
Yeah.
a reporter. So there's no. I feel like there's no agenda for the people of Hawaii to make this up. So the fact that they believe, well, from what I've seen, they believe so adamantly that it's like a conspiracy
Yep.
makes me feel like, okay, there's where there's smoke, there's fire. No pun intended, but there's
Yes.
there's
Yeah,
something
definitely.
there.
Like there's the bird sanctuary videos.
I
Like
haven't
have you
seen
seen
that,
those?
no. No.
Where a bird sanctuary in Hawaii, they had the security cameras recording at all times.
The light.
The night of the fire.
Yeah, I
Like
saw
you
that.
see like
crazy
the
blue
security
light.
camera of
I saw
the
that.
mountains, the forest, and all that, and then you just see this
Intense light.
beam,
Yeah.
and then explosion.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I did
not
see
even-
that.
not
I
even
did see
kidding.
that. Yeah.
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 And again, not saying anything because they were also saying that it was a power line that had fallen over.
That could be.
And there were heavy winds that day.
Yeah.
So who's to say that that wasn't that?
They're like, it's a weather balloon.
At the same time,
Regardless.
that mixed with like the videos of the sky with the showing frame by frame. If you
Yeah.
look, the little laser that looked like it was hitting.
Man, I mean,
It's just suspicious.
I wanna-
There's too much.
This is the thing.
actual
Is like,
footage.
I really want to believe that we don't have a laser that can do that. But then, if you really think about it, like we have a bomb that can knock out a whole entire country, like an atomic, like
Yeah.
a
And that's just
nuclear
what we
bomb.
know about.
So it's that's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
So it's
No.
like it's as far fetched as I want to make it seem. Like okay, there's a beam of light they shoot from space that starts fires. Like I know it's realistic. Like you can really do that, like in a lab. Like you can shoot.
And
So I
who's
know.
to say that it was just a beam? It could have been,
Right. But
anything
I mean,
dropped.
then again, it's like we have self-driving cars now that I would have never thought happened.
Yeah,
We have a
true.
nuclear bomb that was created. I mean, when was like the first nuclear bomb? So far back. That
Yeah.
you're trying to tell me with all the innovations we made in everything,
Yeah,
cell
no,
phones,
it's
internet,
definitely possible.
that there's not. So I mean, I just want to hope and believe that the government isn't as corrupt as it seems. Now,
We're still hoping for the greater
I'm sorry,
good.
Jason.
No.
For you to even say that is just
I
crazy.
mean-
I'm sorry. Our government is super corrupt.
I mean, but that corrupt to kill that. I mean, to be able to kill that many people, like without even having a thought, like children, women, men, anybody, and destroy people's lives for money. But it's like,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
know.
I believe it.
But do you
Aid
feel
was
like
man-made, COVID
Yeah.
man-made. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
But do you feel like to them it's more of like a numbers thing? They're like, okay, this is only like 0.2%, and we're going to
For sure.
I don't
For
even
sure,
think they
right?
think about the people. They just say this is
Yeah,
how
yeah.
much profit we can make off of this.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But it's like, when is an? I mean, I guess we go on.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yep.
sure.
no, what else, man? Let's get something a little more
Uplifting?
cheery. Yeah.
Well, not really uplifting, but
Oh, so what's the next topic?
Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley.
He recently won the UFC,
The UFC title.
UFC
yeah.
title, talking about how he's allowed to cheat because he pays for everything.
So I feel like
What are your thoughts on this?
his wife knows. Mm-hmm. His wife's okay with it.
I mean, I don't think he said that his wife's okay with it. I saw the clip. He pretty much said that he pays for everything. His family doesn't have to struggle. He's in training camp. He does everything. Don't give me the eyes, Amaris. I'm just free. And he's saying that, like, now, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's pulling these gorgeous women because he is who he is and he's a millionaire now. So, I mean, from what he said is he's able to dabble in other women and it doesn't affect his relationship. Now, he didn't say his wife is okay with it.
Yeah,
He just said that he does
They're
it.
an open. I don't know. I feel like everyone's relationship's different. If they have an open relationship,
That's
it's
their
public.
business.
It's their. But at the end of the day, it's their agreement.
Yeah, because I think it was last year too, he was on another podcast where he didn't describe it as cheating, but he did say that we're in an
Open.
open relationship
Yeah.
and she allows me to, do what I want on the side because, at the end of the day, I love her. But
Yeah.
if I want a little
It's
something on
like,
the side.
why-
If she
that no?
allows it, whatever's not business, I'm gonna tell you right now that I would never.
Yeah, no, I would
And
never.
me, on the
but
other hand.
yeah,
Is there ever a time that you feel
Absolutely
okay?
not.
Okay, let's just say you go to prison for 10 years, right? And you're married.
do you
And-
have a pass while I'm in
Now
prison?
you're not even speaking realistic. Hypothetically, like, come on.
I mean,
No, absolutely not.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I mean,
no.
Divorce.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah,
We can end,
yeah,
but
it goes
that's
down
not,
like,
like-
if you can't be faithful, then
Yeah.
whatever the circumstances, then yeah.
Cool. Go do your own thing. That's what you want to do. That's how you want to live your life. Cool. I respect that. It's just not for me.
yeah. I think he should just have a baby mama, and just leave it at that. Like, meaning like he should just be like, not married to her, in a relationship with her. Just make sure she's taken care of. She needs
Like Nick
money.
Carter?
Uh,
No, not Nick.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon,
yeah.
Nick
Yeah,
Cannon.
yeah, like Nick Cannon.
Maybe
Like,
not
hey,
that many, but-
hey, like, you thank you for giving me this beautiful child. Like, whatever you financially need, I'm here for, and just go wild.
But that's different because hasn't she known him forever? Like she
Yeah,
was,
they've been together since
Yeah,
for a
so
long
Yeah,
that's
he was with her
different.
since the
Yeah.
Since
since the
before.
So
beginning.
there's
Yeah.
different street cred there.
It's always, it always comes down to money and status. People switch up very heavily with money and status.
But at least he's like not hiding the fact.
I feel like, yeah,
he's
because
honest,
because there's
he's
a lot
open
of
book.
like famous celebrities that are like, nah, I'm loyal,
Yeah.
da, 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 but like a couple
Like
months
Adam
later you
Levine,
found
And try
out.
to preach
Yeah.
about being loyal and how to keep
Yeah.
your wife and how
Yeah,
you
no.
preach
Yeah.
about a stable relationship and they're like
Oh, Adam
getting
Levine
their-
was the worst.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
I know.
Because he sounded like a creeper in the DMs. Like, wow, you're so, what do you say? Like, you're so beautiful. Or like, what a fucking idiot.
Not as creepy as Army Hammers.
Army
but,
Hammers were
Oh,
pretty creepy.
man.
I want
And you know what's crazy? Those are great looking dudes.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's like they
Yeah.
probably have no issue. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've never been in Hollywood, but you have to imagine an NBA player, any kind of athlete, any kind of celebrity of any status. You go places, you have women throwing yourself at you. Vice
Hollywood
versa.
makes you weird.
Vice versa, if you're a female, you probably have you can have any guy you want.
To me, that
right?
just goes for what are your morals, your self-control,
True.
like what's important to you.
Yeah, and why
like
put yourself in
everybody-
those
You know what I mean?
situations?
So
Yeah.
look at Steph Curry.
Look at LeBron James.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
LeBron James has been with his
there
wife.
are
and-
amazing and great men out
Yeah.
there, and not to say not to say that these men who are like not great men because they're cheating or whatever. That's just the lifestyle they want to live. Cool. Guess what? It's not for me.
yeah.
In story,
100%.
like that is. But there's some girls that are okay with it, and to me, they're
Some-
not very
yeah.
bright girls. But
Yeah.
hey, you
They're
know
okay
what I mean?
with living the lifestyle if that's what their man
And they
wants to
don't
do.
know their worth. That's fine. That's all on them.
Yeah, I would love to see what her train of thought is with that. Like, does she like, yeah, you know what? He does
Here's
work
the thing,
hard.
she's not working. She doesn't
Yeah.
do anything. She sits at home with the kids. Whatever. Not to say that being a stay-at-home mom
No, I
is not a
got what
job
you're
in
saying.
itself. But what I'm saying is to her, like he's basically saying, I take care of her, so she can't say
Yeah.
anything.
But are they married, like legally married, or are they just like a couple? Because I'm like, you could for sure file for divorce, and now that he said it on
That's what I
record,
said.
and you
Yeah.
could
There
get
you
like,
go.
you could get half of all of
Thank
that.
you, honey.
Yeah, like
I'm living
you for
a great
sure
life.
could. Yeah.
But that's only again if you like if she agreed to it, cool. That's
yeah,
your whole.
that's true. That's how I feel. It's like every relationship is different. It's
Would I
between
ever?
those two.
Absolutely not.
And it's
Yeah.
crazy too because it's always a hot topic, right? Like whenever we talk about relationship or we have the blind date thing or I go into these fantasy scenarios
Oh.
like
In real
Actually,
they're not married.
no.
See?
So they are married.
Oh.
But
Legally married?
they are legally married.
Wow.
O'Malley also said with an eye roll that his wife is never fine with it.
See?
And that she goes through phases when it comes to accepting the relationship choices.
I feel bad for
So-
her then.
So then,
I
yeah.
feel
There's
bad
ebbs
for
and
her.
So I'm
flows.
trying to say that's
Yeah.
somebody who is insecure. She doesn't know her worth.
I would love to
and
ask
she's
him,
staying
though.
in something because she feels like she has to. When you don't, that's why I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So how do you think if they asked him like, oh well, what if your wife was doing the same thing? How would you feel about
Guys
it?
never okay
Honestly.
with
But that's
it.
what I'm saying. So
Honestly.
he's all
They're
open
never
about
okay
it.
with it. I'd
Yeah.
be like, fine, okay, you want to do your own thing, I'm going to do my own thing too.
Yeah.
But I think it also goes back to like the way these fighters live, or like old school king days, you know, like our rulers. Like rulers had a wife,
Look at McGregor.
and then they had. I mean, that's not proven, but that's pretty. Yeah, like Conor McGregor has his wife or his girl. I don't even know if they're married. They're not married,
I
are
think
they?
they're married too. They've been together
No.
since he was out on the streets
have
as
a
well.
bunch of kids. She's flashy, but I mean, you always see him in pictures with other girls in scenarios that you're like, a married man probably
scared.
shouldn't
Yeah,
be there.
yeah.
But I feel like a lot of these fighters, you know,
But nothing has come out yet about
nothing's
him. So
come out yet. Yeah.
For us,
He has a good
he
publicist.
talks about
Yeah.
his wife, how much he loves her, everything. Not to say that again, who knows what he does, but nothing
Yeah.
has came out. I feel like something would.
I
'Cause he's that
feel
big,
like
you know?
like fighters like Conor, Sean O'Malley, like, we've never fought for a living, but I feel like their mentality is like that old school, like I'm the king, you're my woman, you're gonna be taken care of, but it doesn't mean like it's just like
gotta have-
hormones. It's just to them. I really think it's just sex, and I feel
It's
like
another Tuesday.
yeah, and,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really feel like men could really like have that line of like it's just sex with you and it's not anything serious, where women have a harder time of doing that. So I feel like if a woman was to do that, I feel like
Would
she
your
would
wife
catch
be
really.
okay with that?
Oh, 100%. No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
No way. And but at the same time, I would never do like literally
Exactly.
be open because of the fact, obviously, of course, like marriage is like you're devoted to each other,
Yep.
but what does that do to the child, right?
Exactly.
Like my daughter, like do I want my daughter being with some dude that's like, you know, sleeping around? No. So you have to set the tone, and I
It
feel
just
like-
comes down again
Yeah,
morals
yeah.
and what is value, what, your values and all of
And
that.
it's true, it is different when you do have kids involved because now you're raising little humans.
And
that
they
are-
have kids too.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got a daughter?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, but then again, like if she's not okay with it, she can leave. They're married.
She can.
There's
Like
a
I
lot.
said,
So
she's-
Yeah.
to me, she is okay with it. If you're
If you're
staying,
allowing it
if
to
you're
happen
allowing
and you're
it,
still
yeah.
there, yeah, you're letting it happen.
And you
Yeah.
could hate it, but at the same time, you could also be okay with
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
You could do
True.
whatever you want.
I would never.
And then there's the kind of just I'm thinking of like what I've seen on Instagram. There's what's her name? She was on Call Her Daddy podcast. Julia something. She had a clip where she was talking about guys that she's dated, and she said the last 3 guys I dated, I asked for bank statements. She goes, I'm not lying. I asked for bank statements because I'm rich and I make a lot of money, and I need to make sure the guy kind of keeps up with that. And I'm like, man, but if that was a guy that would have said that, that shit would have went like crazy. But because it's a girl, I feel like it was almost like, go girl, like you're right, like you've earned it.
Well,
And that's always, I feel like, the double standard with it, right? Like if a girl was doing what Sean O'Malley did, I think it'd be like, yeah, you go girl, like you
I
get
don't
your.
think so. You think
don't
no?
think so?
I don't think so.
I don't
think a girl
know.
would get so much shit for that. Absolutely
It's
not.
like
if a
J-Lo,
girl was okay
right?
with that, then it would be
No.
a bad no.
I think
don't
like
think
with
it would be
anything,
okay.
there'd
No,
be people
look at
that came
J-Lo.
out in
Look at
support,
J-Lo.
and there would be people that would
But
be
J-Lo wasn't
pretty
in an
against
open
it.
relationship. J-Lo wasn't.
no, but she's had like what
Right.
7
Right, but
husbands.
she was in a relationship, then they break up, then she gets no. She's not having an open relationship. She's not cheating on. You know
understand,
what I mean?
but I'm saying
Kim
like
Kardashian does the same. Think about how many men she's been with.
there's so many, like J-Lo I feel is a perfect one because J-Lo has gone from guy to guy to guy, and she's in a relationship, she's not cheating, but it's almost like Lord, like, oh, J-Lo's she's a boss. But like Tristan Thompson, you know, he's out there.
But he cheated.
True, he
It's
cheated.
different.
Yeah.
It's the difference is that you're
cheating.
cheating.
It's the action of how
You're
it's-
cheating.
Yeah, for sure.
J-Lo has to be kind of crazy for her to go through that many guys. I think so.
She's Latin, for sure.
Oh, that's a pass now?
No, I'm just saying they're hot, like
But
hot-headed, like
really
Latin.
that
like-
many. Like she was in a relationship. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
yes.
But
Like when
she's-
you're 50?
But she's 50 years old.
Yeah.
Like think about
Yeah.
it.
That's true, you know.
So, do you think if J Lo didn't have all the money and she wasn't the J Lo status that she was, do you think she would have settled with one of the guys? Like, do you think that makes a difference because she is so powerful and she is so influential and she has money to
I
support
think
I don't
herself?
really know why these relationships didn't work out anyway, though. Like, didn't they like cheat? Like,
No, no,
you know
it was
what I
her.
mean? Was
No,
it,
it was her. She got
Did
like,
they
especially
cheat?
with A-Rod. A-Rod didn't cheat, or was it?
Yes, he did.
Did
he
on
got
her?
caught? Yes, he got caught talking to another woman behind. Yes, that's why they broke up.
Oh.
It was all over. Yes, he cheated.
Then never mind. Take that shit out. I
what I'm
thought she
saying.
just got tired of him.
No, he cheated.
she probably has a shorter fuse because she
cheated.
can.
And then she went back to.
But do you going back to that? Do you think because of the fact? I mean, obviously cheating gives her a pass to get out of that. But do you think because she is so powerful, she does have so much money, that for her it's like, I don't really have to settle down with anybody. I could kind of like, I feel like they don't have to fight for stuff, right? Like the first sign that you get of like, oh, this isn't working, well, let's just go our separate ways kind of thing is easier for someone than people that like,
their problems are so much bigger than what
that
we could even think of. You know?
Because think
like,
about
I'm
it.
getting
Once you're
mad
at that
about the
level,
trash
it's just
being
different.
taken out,
It's
you
just
know?
a whole
different.
different thing when you're at that level. Because think about it, every guy she's even been with too has been on the same status as her.
Yeah.
Nobody's
True,
lower. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than the Casper that she was dating that dancer for a little
he
bit.
came up from that. Shout out to
Oh,
Casper.
for
Good
sure.
for him. Yeah, but I always think that, like, I know we talked about it before about like status, and then like social media makes things. I feel like social media makes relationships so much harder because of the fact
Everything's
that
accessible.
it's so accessible, and you have people in your DMs, or like you easily can be like, oh, what's going on tonight on Saturday, and you're gonna have some, so it's very hard to like if you're in a space where maybe that relationship isn't working 100%. Instead of like working on it, you can open an app and you can kind of do that. But I always wondered if that's the same with people with money. That's why I always respect like people like LeBron James. Like going back to him, like he has, nothing has come out about him. But his wife is gorgeous too, though.
Yeah,
and
again, I just think that it comes down to this. It comes down to your self-control. What do you value? Your morals. Like not
Your foundation.
everybody, you know what I mean? There again, it just comes like there are very trustworthy and like great people out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Who value
But back to that bank statement,
their relationship.
I feel like, we've had very successful, like even when Mike was on here, he was okay being the man that takes care of his whole team, right?
Yeah.
So a successful woman asking for bank statements, it's like, well, I'm here for an equal. I'm not here to be your mom.
Right.
True. And that's kind of what she said.
Yeah.
That's kind of what she
So
said.
I mean, I'm okay with. I feel like that's totally fine. You're not wasting your time. You're getting straight to it.
And never mind. I'm just gonna say.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say at the same time too. Like I don't think like let's say like if I was dating somebody and I ended up making more than him, that wouldn't bother me. I'm not gonna break up with you because I make more money than you. At the same time, we're a partnership.
But I also think like she's thinking in the millions. We're thinking in the 100,000s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
we're thinking like
thing that we just can't comprehend.
we're thinking
Exactly.
Like,
Like, we're not even at that level.
We're
Like,
not
hey,
at that level, you know.
I'm
But
making
for me,
$200K.
it wouldn't bother me that if I made more than mine.
We're still like in the middle. Yeah, exactly.
So, or
Yeah.
you're making 100K, I'm making 250K.
Right.
She's thinking like I make like I don't
Millions.
know, $10 million a
And you're
year,
making
and you make
100K,
100K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lifestyle's different. Their experiences are different.
Yeah. So I mean,
work ethic might be different. So
that's a shitty way to start. I mean, but it's like Nicole. She wants an STD test like on a first date. Like everybody's different.
Yeah.
And
I agree with that
Everybody's
STD
different.
test because people are dirty out here.
people be like having sex on the first night. So
Can't
why
trust
not get
anybody
that?
out here.
It's so funny how viral that went and how many people had like opinions on that. Like there is even, I don't know if you read the comments on that, but there was even like a therapist that's like, this is a horrible way to think, and then the people would attack her, and I'm like, I was commenting on people's stuff. I'm staying out of this. Yeah,
I don't know. I think like if you're against taking an STD test or showing an STD test result, that's like
we're more against the asking for their credit
score.
not
I
the
forgot that was
STD
part of
test.
it, too.
Because obviously that's like important, right? Obviously not on the first date, because my first thought process if I'm on a first date is not if I'm gonna have sex with you or not. I'm trying
But
to
that's
figure out
not
if I'm even gonna
everybody.
like you.
But
right,
that's-
but
yeah.
I'm just saying, so everyone's different. But I could understand like asking somebody for their credit score your first date, like what? Like that's kind of excessive to me.
Yeah.
Really?
I think so.
And I mean, like to someone's point that left a comment, credit score doesn't really
Doesn't
tell
define- it
doesn't
doesn't-
tell about like what the finances are. It just means like, yeah, you're paying your shit on time, but
Right.
you could be broke
That's
as
what I'm
fuck.
saying.
Yeah,
It can
and
show
have
a
a 800
sense
credit
of
score.
responsibility, but other things can't. But it's
Yeah.
not important. Yeah, that because there are people who are still very rich, and maybe at one point they had to file for bankruptcy, and so their credit score is down,
Yeah.
but they're still successful. You know, there's
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
things. So I feel like that doesn't really define.
I also think it's a age thing.
Yeah,
Right. Like if
absolutely.
you're in your early 20s, you're not worried about like what your credit score is, or maybe an STD.
sure.
But I think like, and I think Nicole was 30 or about to turn 30, right? So she's
think so.
she's in a different space.
but
totally.
she said her therapist told her that.
Yeah, and then some girl's like, "Hi, I'm a therapist, and I think this is horrible."
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know. I mean, I get it though. Like when you're dating in your 30s, you're trying to find a life partner. What I feel
Literally,
like.
yeah.
I feel like unless you're like a fuckboy, and maybe you are still doing hookups, or maybe girls still do that. I feel like you either have a kid, you're looking for a baby daddy or a baby mama. But you do want to know, like, damn, what's your student loans? Like,
Yeah.
okay, did you file for bankruptcy? Like, if we were to do this, so I
For
would
sure.
I would be okay with it to a certain extent, but it would be like,
Maybe like date 4.
it would be like,
First date.
yeah, not first date.
Like first date, let's get to know
First-
each other's
Yeah.
lives. Yeah.
First,
for sure.
let me, what religion are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your values?
What
Your
are you-
morals?
yeah,
what's your
Again,
favorite color?
Like,
Yeah, what's your favorite color? Yeah,
what do you like to do for fun?
Let me-
Why did you and your
Very
ex break
fun.
up?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Have you ever cheated?
I can see Amorous. Okay, so I like to do this little game where you give me your phone and I look through it.
No, I
He's
actually
like,
don't
okay.
look through any of. I've never looked. I don't look through any of my ex's
He's like, can I
phones,
look
by
at
the
yours?
way.
Absolutely not. That's not the way
Absolutely
this
not.
world's going. No. Yeah, I mean, dating in your, and that's where I had to take into consideration. Some people were commenting and they were in their 20s. Some people were commenting and they were in their 30s. And I feel like as you get older, those things are important. You know, do
Yeah.
you want to have kids? Do you not want to have kids?
Right.
How do you want to raise your kids?
Yeah.
For sure.
You know,
Do you want
and
to get
then-
married? Do you believe in marriage?
And then I think after like a month, you would ask, like when it got serious, like.
Yeah, I feel like a month's not wasting your time.
I would just go through your bills, to be honest with you, because I know you got mail. I'll just be like, oh shit, okay, student loan.
That's worse than going through a phone.
I think that's a crime.
That is a crime.
I'm not opening
but if
your
it's,
mail.
if it's
I'm
there for
just
you
looking.
to see,
Yeah,
I'm looking.
yeah.
I'm not opening the envelope, but
It's
if it's
like
right
those,
there open
Oh, yeah,
for me,
yeah.
I'm gonna take a peek.
Have you seen those Instagram reels where they're falling and they're going to the store? It'd be like they're grabbing stuff and putting it into their car and they're like, oh shit, I fell. Mine would be like opening your mail.
Well,
Yeah.
accidentally open your bank
Take
statements.
out,
Yeah.
But even then,
What's in this drawer?
but even then, I think it is hugely different between a guy and a girl. I think I could be okay with being someone making more than me, please. That's cool, and I could also be comfortable with someone making
Yeah.
less than me.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Now STD, that shit can't.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
like
you
no
can't
bye.
cheat those. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Sean O'Malley. I mean, I don't know if I want to call it living the dream, because I don't know if I would want to have that pain of coming home and you're with someone else and you know your wife doesn't like it. Now, if his
Yeah.
wife was okay with it, and yeah,
But
who
it's still
cares?
that's gross too, because then now that you just were intimate with someone else, and then are you really going to be able to be intimate with your wife the same way? Like it's just
I mean,
don't know.
she's
I
okay
just-
with it, yeah, but you know she has pain
Ew.
in her. Amorous.
Nah. Next.
Yeah. Bye.
Speaking of relationships, Logan Paul getting
Dude.
cooked online by Dillon and Dannis.
Is he getting cooked though? You think so?
I think he is.
I feel like it's making Dillon Dannis look like a punk.
I
Or
don't-
like a hater.
Like
I
a
don't.
hater. Yeah.
Well, there's a couple ways to look at it. Like, Dillon is doing an amazing fucking job promoting this fight.
He is. I
'Cause-
forgot who's on the main. They're not even the main card, but
No.
they feel like they're the main card.
No,
Oh,
because
shit, I
of all
didn't know
this
that.
hype
Yeah.
that's been built up over the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I was in Logan's position and I was hearing constantly like all these pictures being posted of my girl and her past, like not even my girl, my fiance that
Yeah,
I
your
just got
fiancé.
engaged to,
Yeah.
being posted online of all her previous, hookups, videos being pulled of her saying that she's craving penis because it's been,
a long
so
time.
long, and that she's proud of herself for going so
Yeah.
long without having sex. If I didn't know any of that before getting into a relationship, and I was going into a very publicized fight where my opponent was posting all this stuff about my girl, there would be so much pressure on me. Like I would not, I don't know, like that.
See, but
He
you
can't be-
But Logan Paul's been doing this since he was a kid. So like I feel like social media doesn't affect him the same way it affects
Yeah.
us. He's been remember he had that whole scandal in Japan where he went to like the dead forest
Yep.
and he
Also
tried to
the
get canceled.
Crypto Zoo
The crypto
scandal.
zoo thing. So I think for him, it's almost like a. Do I think it bothers him? Absolutely. But do I think it bothers him to the point to where he's like, shit, it's
Doesn't
gonna
let it
affect
affect
me?
him?
No, I don't think.
Or
I
like
think,
it's nothing new that's
no,
coming
I
out. Like
think
he knows it all.
I think
so-
Logan Paul's like, bro, you think you're the first troll to come for me? Like, you think you're the first ever troll
Yeah,
to
for
really
sure.
come for me? And he's a troll himself, so he's used to these antics now.
At this level.
Now, I heard Dillon Dannis picked up 50,000 new followers off of this. So Dillon Dannis is already winning, and I understand why he's doing
For
it.
sure.
It makes perfect
Good
sense why he's
publicity.
doing it. It's just like, damn, that's a hard way to go
Easy
about.
marketing for him.
It is, but also, man, it's like
doubling down.
He's
Yeah.
doubling down.
Yeah.
You gotta win this fight.
Yeah.
No, if
Yes,
he
girl.
doesn't win though,
If he gets his ass kicked,
Jesus
it's a
Christ.
different story.
And to be honest, I would bet money on Logan Paul.
What is Logan's girl saying anything or silent? Anything?
she's been embracing it from what I've been reading. Like,
Like, she's like, whatever.
Yeah, it's
Old
like whatever.
news.
That's
And
the best
honestly,
thing
that's
to
all
do.
you
Yeah.
can
Well,
do.
if she posted on social media and everyone
Yeah.
already knows her, I guess that she's like, yeah, I
Yeah,
did
it's
say
not
it.
like there's
I
secret
posted
videos
it for
that
everyone to
she-
see. It's
Yeah.
not see. It's not like a secret sex tape came out or secret like whatever, you know.
And, and that's the thing with these. I mean, I call them kids, but it's like that younger generation is like we used to do shit and get away with it.
Oh yeah.
Like no one knew about it. I could take that shit to my grave. They do shit and it's online forever.
Yeah.
Like if someone wants to find it, they can find clips of you doing the stupidest shit. So it's like be careful what you put out on there. But I heard that Dillon Dannis has a video that he says is going to break the internet and that he's going to drop when Logan Paul's walking out for the fight. So they're assuming that it's like something sexual, like her performing a sex act maybe or something like that.
Well,
so
because there'd be legal ramifications.
Well,
that's the thing is Logan Paul, he
asked
his girl, like, do you have anything that you think he can use? And she goes like, honestly, if he has something, I don't know about it. So Logan's team said if you drop something and we're telling you right now if it has anything to do with her performing any kind of sexual act, we're 100% going to sue you because it's revenge porn. So I don't think Dillon Dannis is that dumb. I hope he does have something, but I mean, something that happened like out in public. That's not like a private creepy. Some guy sent her a video
like a
of her
moment
doing
with
private moment with somebody.
But at that point again, why would why is this going to break the internet if obviously it's something that happened in her past?
Trolls.
And it's
trolls love other trolls. I mean, that's the thing is Logan.
But how would it affect him again? What I'm saying is, how would it affect Logan at that point? Because it's her past, you know.
I honestly think that Dillon isn't doing it so much to like thinking like it's gonna brain fuck Logan. I think he's doing it more.
Just
he's like
to
he has his platform.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna get his followers. I'm gonna get people that hate. And that's the thing. Whenever somebody hates somebody, there's going to be someone that's like, oh yeah, I hate them too. So then they all jump ship.
True.
You know? So there's a lot of people that hate Jake
he's
and Logan.
capitalizing on his moment.
Yeah. So I think he's just capitalizing on it. I think it's exactly what he should be doing. I don't think it's anything. I think he has pictures of her with like celebrities and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
That he posted.
I saw like Jamie Foxx. I saw Adam Levine.
I don't blame her.
She's
Good for
been
her.
around.
Right. I mean,
Good for her. Yeah.
You know, I hope this happens on Fight Night. I hope Dillon doesn't show up and he has to fight. Logan has to fight Mike Perry. That would be amazing.
It would. I wonder how that would work, as far as like ratings wise, because everybody really wants to say. So Dillon Dannis is known for pulling out of fights. He's known for injuries. He's known for like something happened. So they automatically already are like publicizing that. Like if he doesn't show up to the fight, let's just say he pulls out 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks before, they already have a guy Mike Perry. Now this guy Mike Perry is a bare knuckle fighter.
Yep.
Like he didn't do too well in UFC. He went to bare knuckle and he destroys people because he's crazy. Like he knocked a guy's tooth out. He hits them so hard, and like you're just not used to street fight. You know, you're used to gloves, but like when you get hit bare knuckle, it like splits them open. So he gets these guys, and they're better fighters than him, but he could just take pain, and he just walks straight through them, and he hits them, and just splits them open, and then he's numb to it all. Like he loves it. So I think he would have definitely disadvantage in the reach, but man, you would have to kill him to knock him out.
Yeah.
Like I don't see him getting knocked out. Yeah.
No.
When is this fight?
October, right? October?
It's in October.
October something, yeah. And I did order the Jake Paul fight, Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz, just because I was interested to see like how it played out, and it played out exactly how I thought it would. So like even this fight, I'm not gonna buy that fight. I'm just gonna wait to see the clips of it on Instagram. It was just Dillon Dannis isn't really a boxer. He's a jiu-jitsu guy, really, really good high-level jiu-jitsu guy. Where at least the Paul brothers have been working on boxing for a while. So and he's in great shape. Obviously, he does what he needs to do to make sure he's fight ready. So I don't think it's going to be I think it's going to be a one-sided fight, to be honest with you.
14th.
Yeah, the 14th.
Oh yeah, definitely not ordering that. But shout out to Dillon for giving us some entertainment.
Yeah, for sure. What it is.
I mean, and that's
all it is.
And that's
entertainment.
And he's in the industry too, Logan. So you don't think he knows about all this? You don't think he's like lived this stuff? So that's just like, I mean, he's doing a great job of it, and I love him for that. But when it comes down to it, Logan's gonna fucking destroy him. I really think so.
Yeah.
I hope he does drop something.
Yeah, I know. Strictly for the entertainment purposes.
Strictly for the entertainment of
At
it.
this point, I just want to know what it is.
But if him, I would drop it like at the weigh-ins.
Yeah, morning
Do you
routine.
think he would still
Dillon's
drop it with him not even fighting?
Oh
Yeah, for sure.
For sure?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think his game at this point is just pretty much views.
Just
yeah. All right. And so, like, speaking of views, I know you guys probably don't watch soccer, do you? Do you guys watch the World Cup? I stopped watching the World Cup because they're too political in that thing. As soon as someone,
at this point, it's so political.
I mean, this is just me, bro. Like, if you live in America, as soon as you don't stand for the national anthem and put your hand over your heart or show,
it is embarrassing.
I'm sorry. At the end of the day, it's embarrassing because it's disrespectful. Just
I'll stand on that. I'll stand on that rock for as long as and I'm like, I don't even like soccer, to be honest with you, but I watched it because it was like the men's I'll watch.
And you're playing for your country.
Yeah.
Why are you on the team then?
But you're being paid millions of dollars to play a sport.
It's just so disrespectful.
Swallow your fucking pride and stand for the national anthem.
Swallow your fucking pride and stand. Like, what is it doing for you? You just look stupid.
And it was sad because so many people were happy they lost. Like, there was a lot of people like, fuck yeah, they lost. I mean...
why are we going to be happy for you? You're not happy for what?
I mean, that was one story of the World Cup. The biggest one is Spain won, and the head coach, during the celebration, hugging players, and then he kissed a player on the lips. She didn't like it, so now they're trying to get him fired from the federation. I know you guys saw it. What do you from a female standpoint?
From a female standpoint, I guess because I come from this is whatever, I don't care what anyone says, but I come from a Hispanic family where we hug and kiss everybody, right? Like, it's just
definitely.
like, hi, we hug and kiss everyone, and it freaking takes 20 minutes to say hi, it takes 20 minutes to say bye. So for me, when I'm watching the video, obviously you're like, wait, what? He kissed her, especially with all the stuff that's going on with coaches and all the creepers, but me watching the video personally, I feel like it wasn't he didn't do it as a sexual
intent.
act. It looked like he was just
excited.
happy for them. So he gave her a hug, kiss, went on to the next one. Hug. It wasn't like a passionate kiss. It was just like he did it. Hug, kiss, yes, happy. So for me, coming from my culture, I don't know, I didn't see it just.
And I feel like you just won the World Cup. Like, you're so passionate.
It was just like a hug and a kiss. I don't know. That's for me. It wouldn't have. I don't know. That's just how I see it.
But the team was Spanish too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's from Spain.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were favored to win, so it was a big.
It's a moment.
So to me, I think it was a moment. He even said that. It was just like a happy. I don't think he meant it in a sexual type of act. He was just giving her a hug and a kiss.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like baseball. You see the coaches do a butt tap. Does anybody ever?
But that's. I mean, that's.
I'm not saying he was right from doing it. I just don't see. I don't think it was anything that he meant to do.
It wasn't premeditated.
Yeah.
You think it was just a moment?
It was in the moment.
They're celebrating a victory that they didn't think that they would get.
It was something to be a sexual harassment act. I don't think. I think he just wasn't even. He was just. It was impulse.
Imagine fans how excited they were. Just being a fan. Now you're the actual coach of your team.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't see.
That's just me. I don't know. That's my
opinion. You guys meaning women are probably the best to really speak on it. And I think, again, it's a different age, right? I know in sports for men, slapping ass, doing that kind of stuff, that's very normal. There's nothing bad about that. But I never been involved with girl sports. I don't know if girls do that. And for me, it's I understand he did it. I don't think he did it in any kind of overly sexual way where he's trying to put his tongue, but at the same time she didn't she
Exactly.
she wasn't okay with
we
it.
have to see from her, of course she didn't like it, so we can respect how she feels. All I'm saying is do I think that he did it in a sexual way? Absolutely not. Was he right for doing that? Probably not. Did it cross a boundary? Probably, but I don't think he did it maliciously or in a harassing type of way.
It just comes down to intent and context.
But at the same time, we live in a war. Yes, and we live in a time where just you can't do shit.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was saying.
You cannot do anything. You have to be very careful of everything that you do. Yes, maybe you didn't mean it that way, but it's still you can't do that.
Yes, and that's why I asked, because I think if they would have done that 10 years ago, would that have been an issue? But I feel now everything's everything about even you see Joey Swole's super popular for that. Girls recording themselves, and then a guy will glance in that direction, and then girls oh my god, this creeper. Because I work out at Self-Mades. Obviously there's recording, but we all know each other there, right? But when I go to corporate gyms, and someone has a tripod and it's faced in my direction, I have long rest periods in between, so I'll stare off. I make it a point now. I'm nervous to even look in that direction because the new age is everything is kind of sexual harassment.
You see that guy looking at me, and they'll post it.
Yeah, so, and I'm telling you, I've caught myself where I'm okay, I'm resting, and then I look over, and the girl has her tripod, and then I look, I'm don't fucking look in that direction, because I don't want to be on the internet,
Sure.
So I think it's a different era. I think that girl, I don't know if it was an immediate reaction or someone told her. That's what I would like to know. If she got kissed and she automatically was this is wrong, or did she have time to think about it, and then people went up to her and said, I can't believe you did that. And then she kind of made it public. So, but regardless of it, I don't think there's a winner in the situation. I think she's entitled to not
like it.
Exactly.
Of course. And at the same time,
Absolutely.
I understand he's older, right? So his generation, like you said, he's probably just
It's
like
definitely
it's a kiss on the
generational
lips
thing.
to
Yeah.
celebrate. Like he didn't put no tongue in it. He didn't grab
Right.
her booty.
Yeah.
He grabbed her face,
It
but he
was
was
like
hugging.
not even a second.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
if he's
did-
like a reputable coach with a
Right.
solid reputation,
And that's
he has
why-
that history,
Yeah.
but it's like,
Yeah.
yo, we just won.
And
you
I
know?
think it's a Latin. I don't know. It's like
So
they're
that's how I
passionate.
feel, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not from, but I also think I have a daughter, and if my daughter won some kind of sport and a coach come up,
And I know now she's more mad because now that's overshadowing the win.
The win.
Of
Yeah.
the World Cup. So, I mean,
get it.
but,
Dang,
yeah.
I thought you guys would have a different opinion on this.
No.
I thought for sure, like,
I mean,
Emerson
like
would
you
be
said,
like,
it's
hang
not
them
right.
at the stake.
No.
No,
actually,
I'm definitely not that kind of
No.
girl that's like the feminist type, and that's just not that whole that era is just not.
Yeah,
my
I think they both lose. I think
Yeah.
Spain,
Yeah.
huge accomplishment on winning the World Cup. They weren't even favored, and then it got overshadowed by this.
It definitely
sure.
got overshadowed.
There are 2 ministers in Spain who are calling this an act of sexual violence.
See,
Jesus
not
Christ.
that it's sexual
No.
violence.
But
I
see,
just
the
don't.
thing is they have to say
Like,
that.
quote unquote, impunity for macho actions is over.
Like to me, like in that situation, if he would have like slapped her ass or something, then it would have been like,
Yeah, like that, okay.
That's
It was just
crossing the
if you
line.
watch the
It was-
video, it was so fast, and then he went on to the next. Like it was just like
It's not like
I
he
don't know.
held, was like holding your face there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Like,
But
Yeah,
again, we're in a time where you just can't do shit. And you have to just be more mindful and more careful of what you're doing.
yeah, because everything will be.
Do-
part-
You
Do
can't
girls,
just be kissing anybody. I
Do
get
they
it.
do they slap
Without
each other's
the
ass in
consent.
sports?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Do girls
they?
slap each other's ass in sports like they do like like we did in football? We
Probably.
did, yeah.
Do you think so? I don't know. I feel like I watch.
I
most-
saw my friends' butts all the time.
I see
kinda-
it on baseball all the time.
I
Like
kinda
watching
feel like
baseball.
that would get like if he would have slapped her at like good job. I think that would have got less like publicity
Really?
than him
No.
kissing her.
Not at all.
I
I,
don't
I
think
don't
so.
think
I
so.
think so. If he's just running and like, oh shit, we won.
Oh
Like,
no,
No,
slap,
not at all.
No.
So you think a kiss is bigger than a ass or a ass slap is bigger than a kiss?
I just don't think that it was.
Yeah,
for me,
no.
when I'm watching it, I just don't feel that there was any type of. He didn't mean it in a sexual type of way, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like he was just like so excited, gave her a hug. and like I said, we.
It's like, that was
a
my
family,
cousin, we're so excited,
Yeah,
and I don't
yeah,
know.
but a slap on the ass that I think he would have gotten.
If
more.
we're gonna
Just
do like
slap
family Latin,
I feel like an ass slap would be like that's literally the moment. Like you're running by, hey, you scored the goal. Like,
I
good
don't.
job.
I think an ass slap would have been worse.
Damn, I'm never gonna be able to teach this coach women's soccer.
Definitely not.
This is
Do not-
normal. They're gonna pull this clip up and be like, see, don't ever hire him.
He slaps
Oh my
asses.
god! And the last thing, which is probably the craziest thing, and this has been going on for so long.
Which I kind of brought it up when we were
Yeah, the
speaking about Maui, the looting.
the looting. I mean, do we call it looting anymore? Is it break-ins?
No,
Is
it's
it just
breaking
like
in,
just
the
straight up
robberies.
robbery.
Let's say the robberies. Because
I
it's
mean-
not looting, it's robbery.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
robbery.
at first when I saw it, I was kind of like, okay, it's a kind of one-off, and it never really hit too close to home. I mean, they did hit West Covina a couple times,
Yeah.
like, and we're right across the street from the mall. And I don't think it hit that hard because I'm like, West Covina is kind of like not a pop-in mall, so not that I understand it, but okay, I can.
Not as much traction. Like
not
there's
as much.
not as many
Yeah, they
people
hit like the
there.
Puente Hills
They
Mall,
hit
which
Puente
is like
Hills,
not.
yeah.
I mean, like
That's not even a mall.
That's not even a
Yeah.
mall, you know. So I think when I started seeing like the Arcadia Mall, the Santa Anita Mall,
Yeah.
South Coast Plaza,
Coast.
and then I saw a video of a girl, and then I saw a clip
Del
of
Amo, I think, too, got
the Del Amo
hit.
Mall.
Yeah.
But then you even look at like San Francisco, like a CVS, I believe they lock up ketchup, mustard. They put chains around their frozen food because they said they get robbed 20 times a day. Right, and there was a newscaster there, and she's interviewing the people. And as she's interviewing people, she saw 5 people steal. And it wasn't like them putting it like discreetly in under their thing. It was them going in with the bag, filling it up, and then walking out. And she'd be like, "Did they pay?" And she's like, "No, but this is what we deal with." So I feel like it got to a point where now it's like not even considered stealing anymore. It's just get what's yours. And I think that's the mentality that's been going around is like, oh, well, someone's doing better than me, and that's probably because they got
Yeah.
help, so I'm going
All I'm gonna say.
I'm going to get mine. And it's
Well, and it's also you can't even do anything about it, right? Like,
Shout
you're
out
not
to
allowed
California.
to
Yeah,
stop
shout out to our
anybody.
governor. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not a felony anymore, right?
Yeah,
like,
like, you can't-
They
So
were
nobody
saying,
cares?
They were
What?
saying even if they catch them, they release them the same day.
yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's like a misdemeanor.
Jesus
you know?
Christ.
So it's like, if I'm someone that's doing it, do I go into, let's just say like Chanel and still try to get like 5 bags that are probably like 10, 15 grand each And if I get caught, I get a misdemeanor. But if I get those bags, I can sell them on whatever market and make like 40, 50K. Now, this is the thing is like, I don't know where they're selling them at. Like, you know what I mean? Is it on OfferUp? I know
there's so many things you can sell. You can go, you can take them to rebag, you can take them to Santa Anita Mall, rebag, and then they can buy it off of you.
Really?
Like, there's things that are like, it's not a problem to sell that.
Yeah,
shit.
it's crazy. And
even if they're stealing a $20,000 bag, they'll sell it for what, like $7,000, still $7,000 they didn't have.
For nothing.
Exactly.
And it's just crazy because it's like there's no repercussions for one, but also they're doing it like it's a day in the park.
Yeah.
Like I saw this video of this girl.
Day.
She had no mask.
Flash robbers.
Yeah, that's what's trending now. But this girl had no mask. She had nothing. She was literally putting stuff in her bag, and the girl was recording her, and she was like giving the peace sign and blowing a kiss, and then she walked out. And I was like, dude, no one's gonna stop them.
It's just so pathetic to me.
Yeah.
It's
that's the thing. No one stops them.
Like,
yeah, I mean, I think what's gonna end up happening is everything's going to be online, and it's sad.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's going to be online. They're going to start shutting. People are going to start losing their jobs. Like it's only going to get worse.
Well, they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
That's what I was
They're
gonna
purposely
ask
passing
you.
these laws to close more businesses down.
Of course.
Of
course.
Yeah. But I mean, it's happening in red states as well. It's happening in Florida. I think they're doing it all over, but I think it's just more publicized because we're in California, and I mean San Francisco. God,
Jesus,
I don't even want to go to visit San Francisco.
I have family that lives in San Francisco, so I probably went. I want to say like 10 years ago, right? Like to visit family. And it was the first time I ever went to the Tenderloin district. I never knew anything about it. My cousin's like, oh, there's a restaurant that was on Diner, Drive-Ins, and Dives. So we went there. And I shit you not, there was people shitting on the street. And cops were like, okay,
disgusting.
moving on. But this was like 10. So now, Nordstrom's is leaving San Francisco.
Yep.
Right? That's how many people do you think they employed? It was like a 2-story Nordstrom.
Yeah, Nordstrom's huge.
There's a high-rise, not hotel, high-rise like apartment building that's like really well known. I think they were saying it's like 500 square feet. You have to pay like $3,500, but it's very high-end. It's by all the markets. It's attached to the mall. They aren't able to pay their I guess mortgage anymore for that building because everybody left. And they were saying it used to be one of the hardest, most sought-after places to live in San Francisco.
Nobody wants to live there anymore.
They said their occupancy at one time was like at 98%, and now they can't even get people to move in. They're giving them like, hey, we'll give you 6 months free rent. But but it's
Ethan's
dude,
like, I'll see.
but let me tell you something. I went to San Francisco and I stayed in a hotel, and we got back to our hotel probably like at 9 or 10, and we were sleeping. It sounds like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Because we're on the street. So, like, once it gets nighttime, you hear people screaming, you hear bottles breaking, you hear people fighting. You go, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So I looked out the window. The street is covered with homeless people. And this was like 10 years ago, right? I think I went for a Niner game when they were still at Candlestick, maybe a little bit less than 10 years ago.
No, it's bad. There's like drugs on the floor, needles. Like,
but even now, there was a guy who was like, dude, I come out to walk my dog, and they're like doing meth on the curb, and no one says anything. Cops drive by, so it's like very. I mean, if it's planned, they're doing a great job.
But even downtown LA, even LA is getting bad like that. I had one of my clients, or one of our patients at my work. She came in. She's a deputy for in downtown actually, and she was like, "Don't even go." She's like, speaking about like obviously we're in a fentanyl crisis, right? But she said that it's like everywhere, like the floors. That she's like, "Do not go there. It's so bad." Like everywhere. Even like the fashion district, all those places. She's like, it is just like it's even worse. Like
That's
she's
crazy.
It's disgusting.
That's
it's
so
terrible.
sad.
But she's like, fentanyl is just literally everywhere. Like it's in the air. Like I was like, what? It's bad. But I feel like downtown LA is just like San Francisco. It's terrible. It's literally The Walking Dead in downtown LA as well.
Dead. And I hate the cop out of like, oh, they have insurance. But it's like, how many times can a company? I mean, obviously Nordstrom's left for a reason. That doesn't
excuse the behavior.
Right. But that's what you hear. Oh, it's Nordstrom. It's a big company. Like they have insurance for that.
No, it doesn't matter.
We're not hitting mom and pop places, but it's like once all those big businesses go out,
they're going to go to the mom and pop
places.
Exactly.
All your people
it's
calling
easier.
for like these corporations to be pulled down. Look at all the people that are being fired from their jobs
because they
can't afford to pay rent anymore.
Yeah, and that was one thing they said about the Nordstrom. After 30 years, they didn't renew, and I think they said they had like over 400 employees. And it wasn't like employees from outside. Like those are people that live in San Francisco.
But
that
even
are like,
if they
shit.
have insurance, at this point they're still losing out on money. Of
course,
so that's why, like, of course, and they're gonna keep, and it's gonna keep happening. Of course, they're gonna shut down. Why are we gonna stay open? Have an online store.
I mean,
for sure.
I pray it doesn't fully go on. I mean, online is convenient. I'm not gonna lie. Like even the drive-up,
Yeah, but
we
there's
do
still
it.
nothing like going in, seeing
Yeah,
it, touching
feeling
it, getting
it,
it
trying
the first
it
day,
on.
trying it on. Like,
I love Nordstrom's, dude.
I was so
love
sad when
Nordstrom's.
Montclair closed down.
I know.
100%.
I was like, that was my go-to. Oh, we have to do something tonight. Okay, I'll go to Nordstrom's real quick.
But see, those are the trends we're seeing. Is as soon as Nordstrom's left Montclair, that mall died.
Yeah.
And they're trying everything they can to bring it back to life.
They are.
But
It's
it's never going to be like when you
No.
go to a mall that doesn't have a Nordstrom's, it just feels weird.
Yeah,
Does.
for
Right?
sure.
Like if you don't have a Nordstrom's, because I feel like Nordstrom's is a staple. The only one that I feel like I got over was Victoria Gardens.
Victoria
Yeah.
Gardens.
And even then, they tried to get Nordstrom's to come back, and Nordstrom said no.
Nordstrom's was never there, I thought.
No, they tried to
They
get them.
tried to get it to
They tried to get them to come
Oh.
because they were in negotiations with them before, and this is what I heard from someone that works there. And they were saying Nordstrom's requires a portion of the entire mall because they drive traffic. So when they go in there, they pay their rent, but they want a cut, and I could be completely wrong, of the whole entire mall, like whatever rents they cover, because they're the ones driving traffic.
Which is true. People will drive far for Nordstrom.
For sure.
That's from what I heard, and I don't disagree with them because
No.
we've been going to like the Santa Anita Mall, which is like 40 minutes from us.
Or the Brea one is like 40,
Mall.
yeah.
So I mean, I think what's going to happen is indirectly people think they're fucking over corporations, but you're fucking up your neighborhood
Yeah.
because
Literally, you're bringing it down.
That corporation was not only
they don't
driving
care.
people to your because they don't see the
don't-
bigger picture.
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
Like they don't see the
Well,
bigger
these
picture.
people who are doing it don't have anything. So they don't
True.
care.
Yeah.
They have nothing to lose.
I mean, dude, this guy came in. He had a vape backpack.
Of course,
So
he
I'm
probably
like-
That he
stole
probably
it.
stole.
Yeah. You think he bought that? He
Yeah,
stole
it's-
it.
it's crazy.
People
I
who
mean-
his
have
whole foot
money
was
are-
stolen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that he's
Yeah.
stolen.
The sad thing is, I'm gonna be honest with you, is I'm still not gonna vote.
I'm.
My wife gets so mad at me. She's like, "Well, fucking vote." I'm like, "It doesn't matter."
I am just so I can know that I voted and I
Speaking
can
of-
vote for
speaking
It
of
doesn't.
voting.
It doesn't. I mean, I live in California.
Doesn't
like,
matter.
like if I lived
I
in
don't
a,
know, but I don't know. We'd be surprised.
The
I'm
whole
still
the
gonna
whole
vote.
election system is rigged
Of
anyway.
course it is,
Yeah.
but I'm still just for the satisfaction
I mean,
of I know that I didn't have to
That
vote
you-
for
that you
this,
did something?
That I did something. Just
I
for the
mean-
satisfaction of like I marked this.
yeah.
and not
what,
that.
What is this?
I'm just
Yeah.
There's actually one topic that we didn't cover that I do want to cover after we cut right now. All right, yeah. So Trump's mugshot, the hardest mugshot ever.
I'm waiting for my shirt to come in.
Right,
I ordered
hoodie.
that.
Yeah.
Did you
I
order
ordered
it?
Yeah, I did. But not only that.
Do you think he did that on purpose? Like the mean mug? You think he did that because he knew he was gonna like sell merch?
Oh, not only that, but hear this.
I
His
just think
campaign
that's just-
raised $7 million,
$7 million
off that
yeah.
mugshot. And he got a ton of new supporters
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
that mugshot. Because now, and people just seeing, not just like from what the news has said, but from people I've seen on TikTok and a lot of majority of black communities,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, we fuck with Trump now. Because
They
he
do.
represents the struggle of the man going against the government, being
Yeah.
oppressed by the
Yes.
government.
I saw
Yeah.
some rapper.
Yeah.
I saw some rapper got his face tattooed.
Stop it,
tapped
really?
on.
Yeah.
And it said he had like it said "Make America Great," and then like it cuts him. He's like, "Make." It was a world star. I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, I think it's just because, and again, we're so used to the quote unquote politician. The I don't want to go too hard on this side. I don't want to do this. They're always in the middle, right? Even
Yeah.
I saw the Republican debate and. I'm gonna butcher his name, but he's the Indian guy.
I know who you're talking about.
He killed it because he was very much on one side. He was, if I was president, Ukraine would get no money. Would stop all this stuff. Like he was very much like there was no like, well, I gotta talk to some people. He was
Yeah.
like, no, this is what I would do. And I think we take as a society, we take more to people that are like gonna be consistent with what they
Yes.
say and not like, oh, I'm gonna do this, but then I may do this. I'm gonna do this. Like everyone thought like their student loans were gonna get forgiven, right?
And didn't.
And that's why they voted for Biden. And now they're like, what the fuck? Yeah, because there's real world shit going on. But this reminds me of when Obama ran and Obama had shirts out. It was a Believe. What did it say? There was like an Obama
was
shirt
like
with this
Hope, right?
Hope, yeah.
Hope, right? And it took to the younger generation of people. They were like, oh yeah, this is a dope shirt. I'm gonna buy the merch.
Yep.
And
Oh,
then he
yeah,
kind
that
of blew
was-
up. I think the worst thing they could have done was gave him a mugshot.
Yeah.
because people
Yeah,
just banked on that.
Um,
They went for it.
And to
And-
be honest with you, Mayor Giuliani's or ex-Mayor Giuliani's was better. I wish they did like a collab, like
It's just all the people.
Bro, okay,
mugshots.
okay. So somebody steal this idea. I want like the cover of Death Row on the XL magazine where it's like Trump, Giuliani's mugshot, and get someone else's mugshot and put that on a shirt. You have take my money, take my fucking money if you do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what's funny too is you're gonna see people that are so against Trump wearing the Trump mugshot
Just
t-shirts,
thinking
and then
Exactly.
people that are so for Trump wearing the Trump mugshot
Yeah, everyone's
t-shirts.
gonna be wearing
and
it.
be
Everyone's just gonna be like,
oh, we're not wearing this t-shirt for the same reason.
Yeah.
Well,
It's just so funny.
It totally backfired.
Yeah.
I think they thought, and I say they, I'm just going to say Democrats or whoever the powers that be, they thought it was going to have the reverse effect. Like, oh, we're going to make fun of them. There's going to be memes of it. And it totally went the other way. People were like, fuck yes. Like, let me get this on a shirt. People getting it tattooed on their leg.
The
Oh my
video
God.
of him pulling up to Fulton County, right?
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
a
yeah.
prison with like all the armed guards, like the tank. There was a
Oh, I
tank or
didn't see
something.
that.
It was so badass. Like,
Was
hold
it?
on.
Bro, but did you see that someone, I think it was an AI made a mixtape. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you posted it the other day,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
it
it was-
so funny.
I'm not gonna lie,
Like,
it
Democrats
goes
have a
so
day to
hard.
respond.
Yeah, it goes so hard.
It's so funny.
See, and that's the thing is like, man, these older generations, and you know, they're trying to play this game, but I'm like, bro, people are too savvy. They'll fucking switch it on
Yep.
you in a
Oh, for
in a
sure.
heartbeat. I mean, this
It's true.
Trump thing, God, made what do you make? 7 million, right?
7 million.
Yeah, and then you have every t-shirt company making it. You know, I bought one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought one for sure. It's gonna be hilarious.
No, but yeah, that was it. I mean,
I mean,
I'm a fan.
what do you? The only way they can really stop him from running again is if he's like. I mean, I got to do a little bit more research if he's found guilty. I, in my heart of heart, don't think he's going to be able to run for president. I think there's too many people of power that are going to stop him.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
They're gonna find a way.
I firmly believe, and so that's why you start looking to like who would be the next candidate. God, what is his name? Look it up. Yeah, I'm probably going to butcher it.
A lot of people like
he's an Indian.
DeSantos.
no, he looked so bad after the primary.
Well,
Oh yeah,
DeSantis lost.
DeSantis. Yeah,
He
him. A lot
lost.
of people
Did you-
liked him in the beginning, but I
Yeah, because he
wasn't
was
a fan
very
of him.
Trump-esque.
Yeah.
But during the debates, because I watched him, he was kind of wishy-washy on some shit. But I mean, he does have the most, I would say, like the swag to be the president, kind of Trump. But this guy that Ethan's gonna pull his name up, and I hate that I don't know his name. He's just like Trump. He's an entrepreneur. So he's never really been into politics, from what I gathered from there. But he's like a self-made billionaire. So this guy's rich. He's like, they can't buy me either. Like, I'm rich, and he's like 38.
38.
Jeez.
So like they were trying to come at him, right? Like Pence.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
He's 38?
Yeah.
Let me see.
38. Vivek. I'm just gonna call him.
Vivek.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
yes.
So it's funny because they were like, he's so witty and he's so good on the mic, even better than Trump. I'm not even lying. Like, they would come at him and try to make fun of him because he's young and whatever, and he would have the sickest rebuttals. And then he wasn't wishy-washy. Like, what would you do with this? And he goes, this is what I would do. And everyone else is like, well. And he was like, see, this is your politicians. I'm not a politician. I'm a person that can make America better.
Hell yeah.
I'm a self-made billionaire.
Oh,
you know,
shit.
I run companies just like Trump. But I heard his play is to eventually be Trump's vice president.
Yeah.
That's what I heard his play is. But if Trump isn't allowed to run, then man.
It's so easy to speculate where, we think things are going to go.
Yeah.
But if this whole past elections have proven anything, it's no one knows what the fuck
No
is
one
going to
knows
happen.
what's-
That's 100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
sure.
honestly, at this point, don't really know who like. If Trump, if he's out or whatever, I don't really know who. I don't know. I can't say who.
Yeah, I would
think's gonna-
say the majority of people are familiar with DeSantis, so they're
DeSantis.
I think
But
I think they would vote
I
for
don't even
him.
agree with a lot of DeSantis.
But I mean, I feel like you're never gonna. It goes back
Yeah.
to like what you said about the
100%,
dating, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it goes back to what they're more than what they stand
Yep.
for. Like I don't agree with everything Trump does or says. I feel like there's a better way to say
Of
it.
course,
Yeah.
But for
same.
the most part, it makes sense, right?
It
Like I
does.
never agreed with anything Biden said. Like
No.
never. There's never
Well,
something
he can't
Biden
even
said.
complete a sentence.
Right. There was never anything where Biden was talking. I'm like, yeah, like but there's certain things that I don't believe should be red or blue. I think it should just be like what's right, what's wrong. But
and that's where I see
But you can't
Yeah.
because you need a support, right? So if you
Yes.
go against what the Republicans say, then the Republicans aren't going to vote.
But you also can go look at it this way, because there are some people who are very too far.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And then there are
On
people
both
who are
sides,
more,
yeah.
who are closer to like meeting in the middle. Yes, they might be a Republican, but they are still closer to me. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, and I mean, I think the ultimate president would be someone that is business savvy.
Yeah.
I understand. There's
True.
I understand there's foreign policies, and do I think that like even Biden or Trump or Obama were the ones speaking? I think they were speaking on behalf of the
No,
country, but I
yeah,
think
they
they were
weren't speaking-
briefed.
yeah, of
so
course.
it's
Oh,
like
definitely.
I know there's someone out there that knows foreign policy that could literally say, hey, this is what we're looking at, this is what we should do. I don't think it's like you have to be like savvy in foreign policy. You have to have a team around you. But as far as like how business works, I mean, why wouldn't you want someone that is a billionaire or runs companies? Because realistically, that's what America is. Every country, it's a business.
It's a business.
But
Yeah.
we have a culture of people coming up now that are super against the rich and don't want to see
Yep.
Very
any more
true.
billionaires.
Don't want. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it. I
That's
do
what I'm
get
saying.
it.
I don't even know where
Yeah.
this election's gonna go.
There could be
I
a
have no
civil war.
idea. There could be a civil war.
I mean, look at.
Absolutely.
I do get it, because if you look at like what a Birkin bag costs, right? What is it, like a 30K, 40K,
30,
somewhere
yeah.
up to 100K. One Birkin bag in a celebrity's
Closet.
right, can pay that's someone's salary for a year.
Yeah.
So I do understand where people are like the excess of luxury stuff and this and that, and you guys get free stuff and you get this, but at the same time it wasn't given.
And you can't
It
really
was
tell somebody how
earned.
they can spend their money
Right,
either. You can be
exactly.
unhappy because
Exactly.
like, oh, you're spending it,
Right.
but at the same time, like that's their money. They
Right.
can do whatever the
And-
they want. with
and
it.
you do
They don't
hope-
have to give it to you.
Right, you do hope that like the millionaires out there that like give to charity, or
Of
millionaires out there,
course.
they would be like, hey, should I buy this?
Yes.
But you can't fault them for working hard and buying a Ferrari,
Right.
Or
Yeah.
working hard and buying your wife a Birkin, like, you know what I mean? But
For sure.
but I do understand the people that are like, dude, I'm living check to check, and then this
Working
girl,
their asses
they're working
off.
my asses off, and
And,
again,
yeah.
things are tough now, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, just get up off your ass. Things are tough
Yeah.
for everybody. So
Even
I-
if you are off your ass.
even if, yeah. I
Like,
remember when making 100K was like the holy grail. Now it's like
Now
you
it's-
need to make 100K
To
live.
survive.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
basic everyday living.
I get it, but I think there's like I think there's always going to be people that excel more than others, and I don't think they should be faulted. Now, the tax thing, for somewhat, I do agree with that. Like, you're making a lot, I'm pretty sure there's ways that they can hide their money, or
Yeah.
we know some people that, not me IRS, we know some other people that are really good at that.
I'm just gonna cut this whole part out.
but for the most part, I think it's very sad that there is such a divide. But at the same time, it's like there's no real solution that I see to it.
We're never, and not every the country is never going to see eye to eye. You're never going to make anyone
Never.
happy, no matter
Yeah,
what. They're
yeah.
never.
Yeah.
It's always going to be the two sides.
I mean, I'm excited for 2024 to see what the race. No, I'm scared too. Like, let me rephrase that. I'm
scared.
excited to see if he's actually running, what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's the circle I hang out with or who I follow on social media, but it feels like a lot of people are leaning more towards the red.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
And that's just,
Because
but
it's
again,
just
that's,
like
Because, I mean, look at the past-
blue has just
Fucked everything up
and it's just getting worse
tremendously.
and worse and worse. Like,
yeah. And it could be maybe people I follow, maybe
Yeah,
that's the
that's what you get
algorithm
at,
showing
yeah.
me that, but I feel like it is.
the blue, to me, I'm just gonna say this is just, they've just shown pure evilness.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it out there.
And I mean, when you're at a point where you're giving billions of dollars to another country, but you can only scrounge together $700
Oh my
for people
God,
in your own
yeah.
fucking country
In your
that just went
own
through a huge
country.
natural disaster, but instead we're giving billions of dollars
To this
to a
other
country
country.
that we should have no fucking
And the
place
people
being
are
involved
raising
in,
their own
but we
money
have to be
forever.
involved in because we
People
use
are
them for
raising their own
laundering our
money
money.
My thing is like, his team had to have known that like putting a 700, like don't even put that out there,
Yeah.
bro. Like I feel like it would have been better if it's like, hey, we're gonna get some relief, but don't put a number.
put the number,
No.
yeah.
As soon as
Yeah.
he attached the $700 to it, I'm like, bro.
Oh,
Like,
this
are
is
you
the
fucking
COVID
kidding me?
stimulus
Bro.
again?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, and then and the same thing that happened in COVID. Like, there's multiple. It's for households, right? There's multiple people that live in houses, especially Hawaii. They're tight knit families, so there's probably maybe like 5 or 6 people that live in one household. But you get that one household gets $700.
And
Well,
not
did they
even
say it's
every
equivalent to like
household is gonna get one.
100K? What was the 700 equivalent? Like how many per household,
Oh,
right?
I don't know. I don't know the-
But it's
the
not
exact-
even
yeah.
close to.
But not even every household is going to get it because I was reading up on this just now. Only a certain amount of households have signed up for it.
That's
So
crazy.
it's something you have to sign up for. It's
Yeah.
not just going to be automatically
Yeah.
dispersed to you.
Yeah, it was like a lot of people that aren't savvy online. They didn't get
Way
any
to
of
go,
that
US.
COVID relief or any of that stuff. They didn't know how to sign up for it. And you know, there's always that margin of people that don't trust the government, that aren't savvy on this. Like, you know, someone's grandma, someone's grandpa that you know that now their shops are closed and they're not getting that money. It's sad, but I think that was a bad decision to allow that mugshot to be taken. I feel like they should just be like, nah, fuck that. We ain't giving no fuel. Because the moment that mugshot was taken, and if you look
He's on top again.
if you look at his
He's on
expression,
top again.
he knew what he was doing. He could have just sat there and smiled. He did the typical
eyebrow.
the eyebrow.
This is the typical Trump
He
thing.
was on the
Yeah.
phone with his PR guy, like, so here's what you're gonna do when they take the
Yep,
shot.
yep. The Giuliani. Oh my God, I love it. I mean, 2024 is going to be. We're not done with 2023, but these elections are going to be
Wild.
even
It's gonna be
crazier
crazy,
than 4
dude.
years
It's
ago.
gonna be so crazy.
So I
Yeah.
mean, hopefully,
And there's gonna be a lot of just
you know what's going to happen
madness.
is
It's gonna be madness.
They're going to run. There's going to be a Republican and a Democrat, and out of nowhere, a spaceship's going to come, and they're going to be like, "Hey."
The
Alright.
Anunnaki.
They're like, we didn't
Yeah.
have a chance to really. We want to run, and then they're gonna run, and then there's gonna be
The
a whole
aliens
new
are
nation
gonna take over, dude.
of aliens.
Yep.
And then they're gonna be like, they are not allowed on the Olympics or to go, but we don't have a gender because they're aliens.
Because they're aliens.
Oh my-
see?
and this is when you know we've talked way too
And
long.
then there's gonna be a cross between
Oh,
aliens.
now I'm just getting started.
All right. What do you identify
Let me
as?
pull up the black folder real quick.
All right, let's end this before we
One of
start
us
going
gets
We start
way.
trouble.
we start saying too much.
All right, guys. Until next time.
Bye.